Day 29. I don't know if you can appreciate how steep this is here, but I nearly fell off a catwalk. There's a couple had 2 dogs there, just viciously roaring. I thought it was a bear, just like right above me. Dog lunging out. And they're just like, oh, it's okay. I nearly fell off. I could have broken my leg. I could have died there. Okay, day 29. My friend Traveling Beat from Northern Virginia is hitting, still hear him there barking in the background. He's doing the PCT SoBo, and he's gone straight through one of the, I don't know, 2%ers or something like that. I don't know what we'll call them, who have made it, straight through. I'm meeting 50 SoBos a day in this section, all of whom, as a matter of fact, you're almost certain there's one coming up around every corner, who have skipped the Sierras. Traveling Beat hasn't skipped the Sierras. Morning. Northbounder?
Sorry?
Northbounder? Are you a northbounder? SoBo?
Yeah.
Skip the Sierras?
We skipped it, yeah.
Yeah. And where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Germany? Where in Germany?
Munich.
Munich. Oh, I met somebody else from Munich just yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you know the name?
I don't. I'm afraid I don't.
Okay, no problem.
And what's your name?
Skittles?
Skittles. Well, I've met another Skittles already this year.
No,
She was heading southbound, but I think I heard she dropped out.
Okay.
So
Okay.
anyway, nice to meet you, Skittles from Munich.
What's your name?
Farrell.
Farrell. Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
So you're just going southbound or?
Yeah, straight southbound.
No.
Yeah, straight southbound. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy trails.
Careful, there's a couple up ahead with a couple dogs that are very aggressive.
Oh.
Right up here, right around that
Are
bend.
they going north or south?
They're just standing there. They're just like camped up on the hill. You'll see them up on your left. They will bark at you. They will.
Okay.
They had them on some sort of leash, but they were like, that's them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anyway, happy trails.
Bye.
Met Skittles from Munich there, northbounder. What he does every Sunday is he gives a health update, and I thought, that's good, and I've been meaning to do that on Sundays, but there really hasn't been too much to report, so I kind of haven't done it, but I'll do it now. So health update. I haven't had any blisters. Haven't had any plantar fasciitis or whatever. I'm just going to start from the feet up. I might have broken the 4th toe on my right foot at some point. It hurt a lot, and then it started getting better. It was okay for a few days, sort of no pain. And then I think I aggravated it or something. You hit rocks and stuff like that, and it was hurting again. But I think it's healing again, so kind of not a worry. I have chronic shin splints, This is every day. This has been for years now. It doesn't matter if I'm hiking, not hiking, sitting at my desk doing crossword puzzles. It just doesn't matter. Been to physical therapy. Feels good, but not a game changer. Before I leave the feet. So I had these custom orthotics that I got just before I left, and one of them didn't have a metatarsal pad, and I was feeling on my left foot the grinding of the metatarsal crowns, which are just behind the toes, and it almost feels like it's kind of gross, but it kind of feels like squeezing a watermelon seed between your fingers, as it would, as I would put pressure on it, in my gait. And in the past, I've had, this has gotten so bad on the CDT after some hundreds of miles. After I stopped hiking, it caused extremely deep bruises that worked their way out to the surface, and then I couldn't even Morgan couldn't even walk at all. I mean, couldn't put any pressure on him at all. So I'm kind of concerned with that. The metatarsal pad sits right behind that area, sort of like right in front of the arch, to relieve pressure on that area. Well, my left one didn't have a metatarsal pad for some reason. So, and the surface of the orthotics was very slippery, which doesn't lend itself to rough terrain where you're on a side slope and things like that. So your foot slips that much more in the shoe. So I had my old ones sent from home, and that's what I'm wearing now, and I'm going to be sending the new ones back here, I think, when I get to Cascade Locks. Okay, moving up. Knees are pretty good. My right knee pretty much hurts every day, pretty much every afternoon. I've had meniscus tears repaired on both knees. The right knee has always been a little more problematic than the left. I'm not really doing anything for it. Not wearing a brace. Maybe I'll take a ibuprofen at night. There may be a little swelling there. Not really sure. Not last night, but the two previous nights, I had very severe, I'm all freaked out because that dog. Very severe cramps in my thighs, and in specific parts of my thighs, sort of some of the minor muscles that you normally don't even think of until you feel them, until you really, really, really feel them. So last night, when I noted that I hadn't had my recovery drink the two previous nights, one in Trout Lake and then the first night back out on the trail, for one reason or another. And so last night I made sure I had some recovery drink. I also massaged my thighs out quite well, and I slept in my compression socks last night. I don't know what that really, if that would affect it, because the compression socks are just in the calves. Hips are doing good. I do have a sore that has developed on my left hip because of the puckers in my shorts, which are really swim trunks that have gathers. And underneath the hip belt, it just sort of ground away. So yesterday and today I've been wearing not my shorts, even though the temperature would indicate shorts, but I've been wearing my long pants because they don't have any gathers. It's just a waistband, and hoping to get that skin a little healed. Cardiovascular, all good. I can feel myself getting stronger. I was a little worried when I started, because I was coming from essentially sedentary life at sea level and going up to, several thousand feet. And that's all responded quite well. And I can feel myself, if not full-fledged trail legs, here at whatever I am, 450 miles, something like that. Something pretty close to it. I also have a torn rotator cuff in my left shoulder, which means that for probably a quarter of the day, a third of the day, I only hike with one shoulder strap to relieve the pressure on it, which I think has helped aggravate the hip belt thing on my left hip, because of the way the weight is carried. And my torn rotator cuff, it's just kind of annoying, I mean, it aches, and then you kind of got to hike with one shoulder strap, and then you're kind of pretty asymmetric. But I've had this for 4.5 years now, so I've done all my hiking with it. I've kind of gotten used to it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I know Travelin' Beat, he also talks about his mental health, and I think by that he pretty much means his attitude. And I think my attitude is pretty good. It's hard not to have a good attitude here in the North Cascades. Been wonderful weather, but the last few days I note it's pretty much just been, walking in the woods, not so many views, not so many, I need to hold this in the other hand for a little while. You get to see my left profile here. And that is in its own way a little mentally grueling. It's a lot like right here. I mean, I could be walking down this trail and say to myself, I'm on the AT, because that's what it looks like. And the AT can be more mentally grueling that way, compared with the Western trails, because you don't get so many wow moments. It's just kind of mile after mile of the same thing. Okay, that's my mental health checkup. What else? I haven't really gotten sunburnt much. Gotten a little tan, but otherwise it's all been pretty good. First, huckleberries. I don't know if these are huckleberries or blueberries. Let's see how they taste. Yep. A little too tart yet. Let me try one of them, just because that was looks ripe. Nope, not ready yet. But wow, they're kind of all over down here at the lower elevations. Yeah. So as I head south, I'll be, obviously hitting ones that are little further south, a little warmer, a little more growing season already behind them. So I'm gonna have to keep a lookout here. Well, I've been hiking pretty doggedly all day. Crossing this little dry creek bed as we're wending around. I'm pretty sure I have over 20 miles in already. Not sure. Let's see, what time is it here? Oops. It has just turned 6 o'clock. And I think I have another hour and a half, maybe, to get to where I need to be. This is a long stretch. I want to say, unless one goes down the really steep trail at one place here, I want to say it's like 12.6 miles between water. So I put another quart in a Ziploc bag again tonight because I'm expecting a dry camp. And isn't that beautiful? I think it's beautiful.